Well, hello? Don't ask me where I got the English version of this book, but I really wanted to read it and share the findings with you. As soon as you listen to this audio to the end, I think your internal energy reserve will increase to unimaginable heights, but only if you listen thoughtfully. Personally, I have written out 11 conclusions for myself, and this is an analysis of Book 10 Efficiency, from A to Z. This is a rare case when the book is small, and I thought, well, damn it, since it's small, I'll read the preface. Because, as a rule, in large books I prefer to skip this preface somehow. But here even the preface surprised me, because the first understanding comes only from the preface. So be careful. We will start with the simple and gradually move on to complex and important things. So, conclusion number 1. If you don't like today's results, start changing your mindset, then your actions, then your skills, and then the new results. What does it mean? This means that this is it, not an abstraction. As a rule, if you ask people what your secret of success is or what the secret of this wealth is, they usually answer you in monosyllables. For example, a billionaire might say, well, I've been working really hard. And what the hell do you think hard work is? That is, no one shares the details. Now take a closer look. Do you want to change something in your life? But where should I start? The simplest thing, and this is the first step, is to think, meaning that anyone, no matter what city they are in, even if they live in a village, and no matter what restrictions they have now, can change their mindset. This is the first step. The second step, which simply follows this unconditionally, is, of course, something that changes after thinking about it. It is an action, because you will not be able to act exactly the same as before if you have changed your thinking, and this is an absolute pattern. But you can't change an action unless you change your mindset. Let's move on. Then, the skills will appear. Skills are also a logical chain. Let's just give you an example with an understandable gym. Imagine you come. You have a rather weak technique. You don't know how to do it correctly. And then, I do not know if it was a trainer or if you watched some video courses, you understood how to perform correctly. Naturally, when you do something right, your results change. That is, you realize that you get fewer injuries or don't get them at all, and your muscles grow much faster. Point 2. Develop your energy. Fast movements are energizing on a physiological level. Let me remind you that our book is about efficiency, and I personally sometimes feel like a bun. Such a bun that I just wish someone would, figuratively speaking, kick my ass. And attention, if you also sometimes feel like a bun and want to recharge, then remember, drop everything. Do 10 push-ups there, 10 squats. And once again, fast movements energize on a physiological level. So if you feel like you don't have the strength to get up from your chair, get up. Damn it, you have the strength. And as soon as you start moving, your energy will say, wow, I've been here, I've been waiting for this. So come on, fill your energy with movement. Point number 3, develop a strategy. Try to achieve everything in the shortest and fastest way possible. Oh, that's cool, because perfectionists here will cry. Because as a rule, this mania to finish everything and finish what you started is, of course, good, probably. But if you really want to achieve great results, then you need to move at a very fast pace. You have to be almost a cheetah. You do something really fast, get instant results, and then move on to the next task. Because if you go to them slowly and unhurriedly, doing something in parallel, then most likely you will burn out. It's clear that you'll win in quality in the end, but you're probably more likely to burn out, because that's how our physiology works, or rather, our brain. If we don't get any reward along the way, then the brain starts coming up with an excuse and saying, no, let's just do something else. That is, he starts fooling around, and that's it, and backs up. Personally, I say the following in my example. Please do something a little better than just crap to get results. And move on. And that's the only way to get results. Again, the Pareto principle is in action. Yes, it is the most banal. Let's move on to point number 4, focused visualization. If you are really very skeptical, listen anyway, because these are wise and correct thoughts. Here we will talk about visualization, but try to lift the veil of mystery, and if you have one, think about the fourth point, focused visualization. An example of how water sharpens a stone. You've probably heard about the movie The Secret, and some people say it's complete crap and just some kind of fiction, while others say it's a very, very proper movie. But the truth is somewhere in the middle, and the movie is really useless. Without action, that is, if you don't do anything, then, of course, you won't succeed, which is logical. But here I've written out a more precise recommendation. The fact is that if, for example, you spray yourself even in your visualizations, that is, you, say, go to bed every night and think, yes, I want a new car, I want an apartment, and a cool wife, and in general, so that we can have children soon, as well as at work, promotion, and so on. If you start listing, as if you're walking into a supermarket, and all your dreams come down to the fact that the cashier punches, rush, 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 run most likely, no it won't work. Focus. And here is an example with a stone, that such is nature, that indeed, if one drop falls pointwise in one place, a hole will form. This is not a hole, but a hole that is being formed, so your visualization should also be focused. Well, the second point is that if you need a car, imagine that you're already driving it. Imagine that you're already yelling at someone and saying, hurry up, I'm late. That's how it's needed. Another paragraph from this paragraph is a common mistake, which is that you include your former self in the visualization of the future. You have to create a new self. It's pretty damn cool. Well, listen. It's about the car again, for example. You want a Bentley. And if you imagine yourself exactly the same as you are now, almost identical, then it's wrong. Point 5. You may not believe in hypnosis, but you can live under constant self-hypnosis. For example, I don't have time for English exercises or meditation. You probably know the feeling of justification, because it doesn't matter to each of us who is less than who, but we periodically justify ourselves by finding a lot of reasons not to do something. For example, until I was 25, I told myself that I didn't have time to study English. That is, I didn't just say these words to my friends and family. I started to believe it myself. I don't have time. But that's a lie. In fact, you have time for everything. It's suitable for everything. It's just a matter of priorities. How suitable is it for everything? Therefore, if you are studying English and are actually in 34th place, then most likely not. You really don't have time, not at all, to study this. So, if you really need something and you're going to develop it, you'll find the time for it. Keep that in mind. 6th, the setting for falling asleep is to wake up. This is a very good thing, for example, to wake up. I started implementing this setup about 3 months ago, and literally half a month ago, I fell asleep. This is a very deep work on yourself. What does it mean? This means that I have even heard a quote somewhere that a person becomes wise and fully aware of himself at 100% when he realizes whether he has woken up during inhalation or exhalation. And when I think about it, it seems to me that it's just fantastic. So, people usually wake up thinking, oh my God, where's the fucking alarm clock? Where's the off button? That's all. But if I go to bed thinking, well, something like that, I'll wake up feeling full, cheerful, energetic, and generally healthy. And whatever awaits me in the coming days, I will handle them like a Superman. Everything will be very effective. Well, of course, I won't tell you my personal mantras, but try it anyway if you're a complete skeptic. Try it anyway. Just check it out. Test it for at least a month, and then measure the results. It's the same in the morning. I need to recharge in the morning. Personally, I sit in a meditative pose and say for 6-7 minutes what I don't need to say about the level of happiness, about the level of energy. I can say for sure that it works. Of course, don't expect you to be the same wow. The energy is just off the charts. But your efficiency will definitely increase by 20%, which is great because what is 6 minutes? Point number 7. Find people who have already achieved what you want and find out about the tactics and strategies they follow. Why'd I write this down? In fact, I've certainly heard about it. It's such a global environmental issue. Since I live in a small town, we don't have many people my age who have achieved anything significant. Well, for example, you live in a small town, and you don't have millionaires your age. Well, no. Let's assume. And I also justified myself with this, but I understand perfectly well that there are a lot of such people in big cities. Therefore, set yourself a small task to find those people who motivate you in terms of results, who have already achieved something and preferably similar, and then contact them. Try to motivate them to answer these questions. Because remember, if they have achieved what you want, then they have a price. It takes a lot more time, which means you need to be concise. Point 8. Motivation is a matter of intelligence, so look for psychological support. Ask questions. Why is this important to me? If the answer is worthwhile, motivation will increase. For example, again about the gym. You don't want to go to the gym. Well, you don't want to. It's 30 degrees outside, and if your motivation is just to go to the beach, show off your body, and the girls will take care of you, they'll all be yours. If this is all your motivation, then it is unlikely that it will last for a long time. And if your motivation is multifaceted, if you adhere to many points, for example, you want to improve your health, compete, I do not know, achieve some titles, then this laziness of yours will surely break through under this onslaught of your I want. And if you just want to have a beautiful body, then most likely not. Well, I mean, you want it, but you won't last long. Therefore, your motivation should come from within, and ask yourself the right questions. Therefore, if something stops you, start asking a question first, the right question, and after hearing a sincere and honest answer, you will know for sure whether you like it or not. The 9th. As you can see, we are already nearing the end. Hold on. The 9th. Focus your attention on the right mood. An example of wallet loss. It's difficult, I can tell you. This moment is really difficult for me. So, the author of this book, which he recommends, insists that if something shitty happens in our lives, it's up to us how we should react to it. That is, imagine that you have lost your wallet, of course. The overall condition will be, to put it mildly, negative. 9th. We're already nearing the end. Hold on. The 9th. Focus your attention on the right mood. An example of wallet loss. I can tell you that it's difficult. It's a really difficult question for me. So, the author of this book, as he recommends, insists that if something shitty happens in our lives, it's up to us how we should react. That is, imagine that you have lost your wallet. Of course, the overall condition will be, to put it mildly, negative. And all day, most likely, he will also log into a smart card, because it's a wallet, credit cards. He will most likely also log into a smart card all day, because it's a wallet, credit cards, discount cards, and generally money was there, and generally your wife or your husband gave you a wallet. And you lost it all, and it sucks, yeah? On the other hand, again, the author says that try to change your relationship in terms of reaction to the loss of your wallet. Well, for example, say to yourself, well, I lost them. Yes, I lost them. But anyway, not all the money was in place. And I still have a good job where I'll earn that money again. And it motivates you to earn faster. It's difficult for me. But seriously, if some taxi driver pours water over you from a puddle, it's very difficult to tell yourself, but I washed up. It all sounds great in theory, but at least I'll try to work with it. Point 10. Treat everything that happens at the event like a game. It's not a test. It's a game. It's what kids do. And many people are really suffering. Everything is difficult for them. Everything is bad. But even if you treat difficulties and failures like a game, imagine that you are participating in the game of life. And the more you train, the stronger you become. Point 10. Consider everything that happens with this event a game. It's not a test. It's a game. It's what kids do. And many people are really suffering. Everything is difficult for them. Everything is bad. But even if you treat difficulties and failures like a game, Imagine that you are participating in the game of life, and the more you train, the stronger you become, the faster you increase your level in terms of dexterity, intelligence, charisma, and so on. You'll think, well, then we'll try again. Well, then we'll try now. That's how it should be, okay? Point number 11. Limit the consumption of negative information. Point number 11. Limit the consumption of negative information by using safe words for friends and other important people. In general, I added the second part myself. Because it is very important, it is a pity that the author did not mention this negative information. Instagram, Facebook is not my favorite channel. I'm not subscribed to anything at all. More precisely, I'm subscribed to a couple of people on Instagram, 20 at most. But I spend 10 minutes a week on this. I'm completely independent of social media. I don't watch Facebook at all. I interact with content only on YouTube. A year and a half ago, I set a goal for myself not to look at the negative at all. Although, at the same time, a lot of people subscribe to various garbage news, some incidents that took place in the city. And this is such a destructive thing and information that works flawlessly if every day you are accompanied by negativity. You yourself turn into a bundle of negativity, so try to avoid it. And the second level is to tell your significant other and friends about it. And I would advise you to make it a rule to communicate with your friends. For example, I waved my finger threateningly and said, "That's it. I don't need negativity." Moreover, I asked not to talk about my friends, not to talk about feelings at all. That is, about those people who are not at all interesting to me. So all this information passes me by. Well, I've listed 11 points for you. I hope that you will just take it and start implementing it, because I am implementing it, and I hope that you, my little friend, will do it too. See you in the next episode.